Justin Bourne. It's Picks in Deep. JD Bunkis and you. The guys who have doubted the Montreal Canadiens since the very beginning of this. It's kind of the thing that makes Picks in Deep, is that everything is just, and here's how we're picking against the Montreal Canadiens. And then they're just like, here's us sticking it in your eye the whole way. Are you staying? Are you staying with your doubts of the Montreal Canadiens, or have you come over to acceptance that the Montreal Canadiens, les habitants, are a good hockey team who are going to close out this series?
You know, the old cliche, like, insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. The kid's insane. Yeah. The kid is insane. I'm still on Vegas. I think they're the better hockey team. It's arrogance, it's hubris, it's all of that. But at least I'm punished with my own pocketbook. Vegas is minus 149. Better hockey team to me. I'm taking Vegas on the money line. I'll start there to keep it simple.
I don't think Vegas is the better hockey team anymore. I just don't. I really believe the Montreal Canadiens are the better hockey team because to me, they both try and do the same thing. And Montreal does it a slightly bit better. I like the offense on Vegas's blue line a little bit more. I like their top end guys more than I like the top end guys from Montreal Canadiens. But the collective of the Canadiens has just been better. And I can't ignore what I've been seeing in this series, which is Vegas can't get to the middle of the ice. And if you can't get there against Carey Price, you ain't going to light up the scoreboard. It's going to take a miracle for you to do that. So my favorite bet tonight, Montreal Canadiens to win this game in regulation, no overtime, plus 215. I think that's nuts. I really do. They're at home. They've looked like the better team in the last two games by like a wide margin. I think that if you're betting Vegas, and like, I'm not trying to take a shot at you here.
No.
But it's like you're doing it based off of things that are like, well, they're going to show up now. And now is the pushback game. And now it's like all the games were pushback games. All these games mattered the most.
No facts support me.
I have no facts into that early. Right. But it's like, what are we doing now? It's like, let's just lay down and admit we were wrong. This team is good and they're playing better and they're playing free and loose. Yeah. I respect it. I honestly respect it. I guess I'm usually this guy. I can't believe our roles have been reversed. It's like a Freaky Friday situation where all of a sudden I'm trying to be the rational, forward-thinking person and you're the one who's stuck in his ways.
Plus 215 at home as the team that's been better is an insanely good value play.
Insane.
I think I'm going to win the bet. That's all I have to go on is I believe what I've always believed, that this Vegas team is better than Montreal. That's all I got. So anyway, hold on. Before we move to the next one, I'll say I also think that as hockey games settle in, and the initial pushes and bursts calm down, the better team emerges. You can get Vegas to win the second period at plus 150. Plus 150 on Vegas to win a period. If they're going to win it, I think that's when the game turns. So I'm taking them in the second period.
That's interesting. I usually don't look at those kind of bets because I usually prefer to have the like optimization of betting the whole game and having those two things. But I actually do like the logic behind that. It actually leads into my next bet, which is I'm taking the under 56.5 total shots in this game. The under hit there in the game 7 between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens in round 1. And I am using that game as a template here, an elimination game where Montreal, the one thing that I really respect about them is that they always start on time. And Vegas has not been able to do that throughout this series. And if Montreal continues to just impose their style of play, I think that it's going to be calm. It's not going to be trying to fire a bunch of pucks on net from nowhere. And that if you just look at Toronto versus Vegas in terms of the way those two teams are built, I like Toronto's offense more. I think that Toronto was able to try to dictate the pace a little bit more throughout that game once they did settle in and once they did get desperate. So I have less belief that Vegas is going to all of a sudden be the team that peppers that extra amount of shots. And I do believe that Montreal stays like under the 25 range when it comes to shots. So under 56.5 shots for this one. And of course, even though the streak is over, under 2.5 shots for Shea Weber.
Also betting that. That was my other one.
Yeah. So either way, let's hope for a game 7 so that we can see you again on Saturday night, game 7 with the Montreal Canadiens. That just feels right. Now I'm doubting myself just based on that because I'm a dumb guy. Anyways, if you like this show, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and on Twitter at JD Bunkis, at JT Bourne. And if you have any questions or if you want to play along, slide in them DMs and we'll hook you up. Talk to you soon.